At the beginning, our competitor is ourselves. 馬力増やしました。トルクカーブ上げました。すべての変更には意味があります。もうまず見てください。快感です。We have to break through our own limits to get to the next level. My first memory of GTR was racing car and hit me. I was shocked by the engine performance and the sound was pure racing sound. That is the GTR spirit.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Today, we're taking a look at something pretty special in the car world. It's kind of bittersweet, actually. We're talking about saying farewell, at least for now, to a real legend, the Nissan R35 GTR. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Our mission today. We want to dig into the R35's incredible 18-year run. We'll explore what made it such an icon and why its production ending feels like, well, a pretty big deal. We've got plenty of material, articles, press releases, tech details, all confirming this chapter is closing.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, I think, goes beyond just the news itself. This isn't just, a car stopping production. It's more than that. The R35 became a symbol, didn't it? A symbol of a unique way of thinking about performance, about constant evolution. It really set a benchmark. And for almost 2 decades, it just kept refining itself, kept pushing. That's pretty rare. If you are listening and not yet subscribed, please don't forget to press that subscribe button, as this will help us to continue bringing you more irons in the fire.
Absolutely. Relentless refinement feels like the right phrase. It runs through its whole story. So, the main news. August 26, 2025. That's the date. Production officially ends for the R35 GTR in Japan, which was the last place it was being sold. And think about this, roughly 48,000 of them built over 18 years, since way back in 2007. And here's a detail I love, the very last one. It's a premium edition T-Spec. And get this, it's finished in midnight purple, a real nod to its history.
Oh, wow. Midnight purple. That's iconic in itself for the GTR line.
Right. Destined for a customer in Japan, rolling off the line at the Tochigi plant just north of Tokyo.
And zooming out, this milestone really highlights something important. The R35 didn't just find a spot in the performance car world. It kind of blew it up and redefined it. It became the car everyone measured against, even cars costing way, way more, and sticking around for 18 years. In this industry, that's almost unheard of. It speaks volumes about how good the base design was and Nissan's commitment to just keep tweaking it, keeping it relevant.
Exactly. And it stayed relevant because of that unique design philosophy you mentioned. Nissan called it a multi-performance character. That was the goal.
Yeah.
Which, wasn't just marketing speak. It meant it had to be a genuine Grand Tour, the GT. So comfortable, refined, well-built for, daily driving. But, and this is the key part, it also had to be world-class fast. The R for racing tech.
Which sounds like trying to have your cake and eat it, too. Right?
Totally. Comfort and raw speed. They usually don't mix that well.
Right. And that raises the question, how did they actually pull it off?
Yeah.
Because the R35 was different from the older GTRs, which were much more, let's say, raw. The secret sauce seems to be in how they developed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the typical model cycle, wait 5 years, do a major refresh. No. The R35 was built for, constant, yearly evolution.
Right.
Perpetual improvement. Engineers were always tweaking more power here, better handling there, maybe more comfort, or, full track focus with the Nismo versions.
So it was less like distinct models and more like a continuous project.
Exactly. Almost like a living thing, constantly being honed and refined each year. Little changes adding up over time.
A living project. I like that. And the heart of that project, the absolute core, was that Engine, Godzilla. The VR38 DETT, twin-turbo V6. Just legendary stuff. Paired with that super smart Atessa ETS all-wheel drive system.
Yeah, that system's amazing. Shuffling power around instantly for grip.
and aerodynamics that were all about function, maybe not always conventional beauty, but they worked. At launch, what was it? 353 kilowatts, about 480 horsepower.
Which was already serious power back in '07.
Oh, yeah. But they didn't stop. By the 2017 models, it was up to 419 kilowatts, so 570 horsepower. And the Nismo, those were the beasts, up to 441 kilowatts, 600 horsepower.
And that wasn't just turning up the boost. Nismo had GT3 race car turbos, precision-balanced internals.
Right, like pistons, rods, crankshaft, all built for extreme performance and durability.
But here's something truly special, I think. Beyond the numbers and the tech, it's the human touch. Over that whole 18-year run, every single one of those, 48,000 engines?
Every single one.
Every single one. Hand-assembled. By a small team of just 9 master craftspeople. They're called the Takumi, based at the Yokohama plant.
9 people built all those engines. Wow.
Yep. And their names. They're on a little plaque on each engine they built.
That's incredible. Talk about pride in your work.
It really is. It goes way beyond mass production. That powered by passion idea made real. You just don't see that very often.
That is such a cool detail. Powered by passion, built by the Takumi. And that passion, that dedication, it showed up where it counts, on a racetrack. The R35's racing history is seriously impressive. Just look at the list. 5 GT500 wins, 3 GT300 wins in Japan's Super GT series. That's top-level stuff.
Hugely competitive series, yeah.
Then you've got a Blancpain GT series win in Europe, a Bathurst 12-hour win down in Australia.
Bathurst is brutal. Winning there means something.
And 5 championships in the Super Taikyu Endurance Series in Japan. The trophy case must be packed.
And connecting that back, these wins aren't just bragging rights. They hammer home the R in TTR. They prove the car could handle incredibly different tracks, different race formats all over the world. Super GT sprints, grueling 12-hour races. It showed the car was genuinely capable, reliable, fast. It proved that honed performance wasn't just talk.
It validated the whole concept, really.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of proving grounds, we have to talk about the Nürburgring. The green hell. The R35 basically made that place its second home. Back in 2007, right at launch, it did a 7.38 lap, which was quick, but the track was apparently a bit damp.
Still impressive for a first outing.
But Nissan wasn't satisfied. Early 2008, dry track, chief test driver Toshio Suzuki behind the wheel. Bang. 7 minutes, 29 seconds. On standard Japanese market tires. Smash that 7.5-minute barrier.
That really put the established players on notice, didn't it? A Japanese car doing that time.
For sure. And they kept going back. A year later, 7.26. October 2012, down to 7.18. But the ultimate R35 ring time, November 2013. It was a GTR Nismo, loaded with track options, special aero, less weight, trick suspension.
The full treatment.
Driven by Michael Trump.
Yeah.
The time, 7 minutes, 8.679 seconds. Just staggering.
And what's fascinating there is that constant return trip to Germany. It really shows Nissan's mindset, continually evolving and improving. They weren't just chasing a headline number. They were using the ring to learn, to push the car, to make it better year after year. It was like this relentless public demonstration of their engineering progress. Very deliberate.
That's a great point. And that obsession with finding tiny improvements wasn't just for the Nürburgring. Let's talk about Tsukuba Circuit in Japan, much shorter, tighter track. December 2019, Sujio Matsuda drives a 2020 GTR Nismo and breaks the production car lap record. 59.361 seconds. First time under a minute, I think.
Breaking a minute at Tsukuba is a huge benchmark for production cars.
Right. And get this, the previous record was only about 0.3 seconds slower. 0.3 seconds might not sound like much, but at those speeds, it's like 10 meters. 2 car lengths.
Which is massive in racing terms. Finding that last tenth, that last hundredth, it's incredibly hard.
It really makes you think, what does it take? The engineering, the driver's skill, to find those tiny gains on a car that's already so fast.
It's all about the details, isn't it? Micro-optimizing everything. Aero, suspension, tires, brakes. And the driver needs to be absolutely perfect. It shows that even after, 12 years at that point, they still believe there was more potential in the R35 platform.
And they proved it.
Yeah.
Because they went back again, January 2024, this year. Model year 2024 GTR Nismo. Matsuda driving again. And they broke their own record, shaved off another almost 3/10, 59.078 seconds.
Incredible consistency and progress. Still finding time.
Just relentless. Okay, one more crazy feat, just because it's so wild. 2016, Guinness World Record. Fastest ever.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Fujairah Airport in the UAE. A specially modded R35 drifted at 304.96 kilometers per hour. That's nearly 190 miles per hour. Sideways.
Like a 30-degree angle, wasn't it? Just insane car control.
Completely nuts. It sounds like video game physics, but it was real. Shows the extreme capability baked into that chassis and powertrain.
It really does. It's not just about lap times. It's about pushing boundaries in every way. But, okay, bringing it back to the end of production, that naturally leads to the big question, doesn't it?
Is this really goodbye?
Is the GTR name done?
Well, Nissan's president and CEO, Ivan Escamosa, he addressed that directly, which is good. He said, and I'm quoting here, "To the many fans of the GTR worldwide, I want to tell you this isn't a goodbye to the GTR forever. It's our goal for the GTR nameplate to one day make a return."
Okay, that's a pretty clear statement from the top. That's significant. It means Nissan is committed to the name, committed to the idea of the GTR. They want to bring it back, reimagine for whatever the future holds.
Which is exciting, but also a huge challenge, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Think about how much the car world is changing. Electrification, different ideas about performance. How do you make a new GTR that lives up to the R35's legacy, but also fits into that new world? Espinosa acknowledged that too. He said, we understand the expectations are high. The GTR badge is not something that can be applied to just any vehicle. It is reserved for something truly special, and the R35 set the bar high.
Setting the bar high is an understatement.
Totally. He basically asked for patience, saying they don't have a finalized plan yet, but the GTR will evolve and reemerge in the future. So it's not just designing a car. It's protecting an icon, meeting massive expectations, while navigating a total industry shift. That's a tough brief.
What a ride it's been, though, looking back. 18 years. From that multi-performance concept, which was pretty radical at the time, to the Takumi building those engines by hand.
Yeah, that personal touch.
And all those track records. Nürburgring, Tsukuba, just dominating. It's clear. Yeah, this chapter's closing, but the GTR story, definitely not finished. It leaves behind this huge legacy, not just of speed, but of how you can keep evolving a car over time.
And that leaves us, and you listening, with a really interesting question to mull over, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As tech keeps racing forward electric power, maybe AI influencing performance, who knows what else, what will it actually take for the next GTR? What does it need to be? How does it surpass the R35? What will multi-performance even mean in the next era? Will it be all-electric, hybrid, something totally different we haven't even thought of? Nissan's asking for patience, and yeah, it's going to take time. But the promise is there for something really special down the line. It makes you wonder.
It really does. Can't wait to see what they come up with, whenever that may be. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the incredible Nissan R35 GTR. What a machine. We hope it gave you some food for thought about automotive legacies and the future performance. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring. Thanks for listening.
My first memory of GTR, racing car, and hit me. I was shocked by the engine performance, and the sound was pure racing sound. That is the GTR spirit.